Well, welcome everyone to the ACE RMO 2026 Canterbury Region webinar. My name is Sam and I'm the ACE RMO consultant. Today we're going to start off with an opening karakia, and then I'll give everyone a brief outline of what you can look forward to this afternoon.
Ki te uru whakatagateo, ki te tonga, kia mama, kina ki ta, kia ma taratara ki tai. E hia, kia ana, te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti he mauri ora.
So a very big welcome and thank you to everyone for taking the time to join today's webinar. Welcome to our panelists. We really do appreciate this valuable information that you're going to share with our attendees today. I know that time and capacity is really precious, so we really do appreciate having you all here today. Before we move into introductions, I just wanted to give everyone a brief outline of what you can look forward to this afternoon. So first, we'll start off with a video introduction to the region and Christchurch Hospital. And then our panelists will take you through a presentation that will cover off some really key information about their district, the opportunities that are available, and you will also be able to hear directly from our district representatives, Y1s and PGY2s, and they will also share their experiences working at the hospital and hopefully give you a little idea of what you can expect on a day-to-day. Towards the end of the session, we will have a live Q&A. So there is a Q&A icon above your screen or the chat box if you prefer. You can post anonymously, so don't be shy. This really is a great opportunity for you to ask your questions, but also have them answered right on the spot. So go ahead and post those questions there throughout the webinar, but we will just take a moment towards the end to go through those together.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Ari, I'm the PGY1 in the panel today.
Kia ora, my name is Andrew, I'm the PGY2 in the panel.
Kia ora, my name is Aaron, I am the recruitment coordinator at the RDST.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Amanda Challenger, I'm the RMO Workforce Manager for Canterbury.
Kia ora guys, my name's Carl Hazy and I'm the operations team leader for the resident doctors support team.
Hi, it's Mark Birch, I'm one of the educational supervisors and a physician here. Welcome.
Kia ora, my name's Karen Drever, I'm a medical education officer with the Medical Education and Training Unit.
Great, thank you so very much.
I knew I wanted to work at a larger centre because there's a lot of opportunities here to work for different specialties. There's great mentors here as well and lots of research happening if you want to get involved with that. Christchurch also has some great facilities here and great access to things like radiology and also in terms of like teaching where we have lots of like simulation sessions, which was really good. And then there's also like a new outpatients building as well.
Yeah, I'm going to stare into the camera and be like, hi to everyone at home. So I came over to New Zealand on my own and initially thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? I don't know anybody. And then I went down to the RDST office a week before I started work, was made to feel very welcome, got told where to find a place to live, where to go out for dinner, what different sports clubs you could join.
You know, we have the RDST and people like that who actually organised a whole week of orientation.
We had a week-long orientation where they were going through things that might be different or might be similar to what we'd have been used to at home.
When I started on the first few weeks, we had a lot of support from other PGY2 house officers.
They ran through cases, you know, you have a septic patient, what are you going to do? And just giving us helpful advice. I thought that was quite good.
So it was actually a really easy transition.
So there's a real emphasis on ongoing learning at the CDHB.
The METU teaching sessions were really good.
METU provides lots of teaching opportunities for PGY1s and 2s.
All of the house officers come together and we learn about a wide variety of topics from experts in the field.
And there was a really good variety of teaching sessions coming from like both medical and surgical sides, as well as having a lot of procedural teaching sessions as well.
I have found the RDST really easy to work with.
They were so helpful from day one, I think nearly a year ago now when I first applied.
They are very good at working with you and allocating leave and giving you the placements that you preference.
We always know where to go if we've got any issues with anything. regarding work or just general life advice.
Spend a lot of time in that office.
We do.
A really special thing that we have in the CDHB is the CTCs, so they're the clinical nurse coordinators, and they're actually like really experienced senior nurses who do help deal with situations. They've seen a lot of it before. If you've ever got questions, they're a really great resource to go to.
The CTCs are probably one of my favourite things about the DHBs.
We love the CTCs.
They're so great. They triage all of your jobs on the on-call shifts. They're very protective over the doctors, I find.
Yeah.
So switched on and so supportive.
We have PGY2 house officers who wear snazzy checkmate lanyards, which means that they are very willing to be asked for help if you need anything.
Having worked for the NHS and the HSE, that the work-life balance is something I thought I was prepared for a difference, but I wasn't.
The vibe that the central city has and all the things that are popping up, I think it's a really great place to live long term and sort of be able to raise a family.
There's lots of places to eat out. The hills are right there, there's beaches right there.
I mean, there's a botanical gardens literally just around the corner from the hospital. Sometimes when I've had a really stressful day on oncology or something like that, I would just literally go on a half-an-hour walk in the botanical gardens.
New things are coming up all the time, like the riverside markets.
And it's also a really great base if you're interested in the outdoors. There's so much that you can get to.
You can ski one day, you can surf the next day. There's just
so much to
offer.
I like lots about Christchurch, so I could rave and rant about it. But
and there's lots of things happening, so I think it's a really great place to be.
Just get on and do it.
That
It's the best decision I've ever made.
Absolutely.
I would highly recommend working at the CDHB. It's a very friendly and supportive environment to work in. There's a wide variety of specialties to get involved in, and it's a beautiful city. So you, come to the CDHB.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Right, so you're with me to start with. So I'm going to talk to you about that department you've just heard a lot about in the video, the RDST, which is the Resident Doctors Support Team. So that three of us are here today to talk to you. Essentially, we are an RMO unit with the emphasis on support. So a big part of our job is welcoming new RMOs into the workforce and then helping you throughout your training here in Canterbury. So we manage all of the recruitment, all of the letters of offer, all of the onboarding, so that's IT access. We see your orientation, and then we manage your rotations throughout your career here. The good news is that the team under Carl coordinates 70% of all the RMO rosters and leave approvals. So all house officer leave and rosters are managed through the operations team. Essentially, we're a one-stop shop for all RMO matters. Our doors are always open. We can help you with your car parking, your meals, like some of the girls said on the chat about places to live, sporting teams to join. Just come and see us, and we're really looking forward to welcoming any ETIs next year.
So here at Canterbury, we have several facilities where our interns complete their attachments. The primary location is the Waipapa building, which opened in 2020. It's where our ED, ICU and acute services are based. We also have Burwood, which is about a 20-minute drive from Christchurch Hospital. It's where our older person's health runs and rehab runs are based. We also have elective theatres there. We have Hillmorton Hospital, which is about a 12-minute bike ride from Christchurch, opened in 2023. It's where our specialist mental health services are located. We've also got Christchurch Women's Hospital, which is also on the main campus in central Christchurch. It's where our birthing suite is located, women's outpatients and the neonatal unit. About an hour's drive south of Christchurch is Ashburton Hospital, where our rural attachments are. And we've also got Christchurch Outpatients, which is located on the main Christchurch campus as well, which has recently opened.
Right, so all of that sounds wonderful to you. Then the next thing we should talk about is how your application is considered. So the most important thing for us is that cover letter. So that's your opportunity to detail to us why you want to live in Christchurch. If you've got whānau connections here, you've got sporting clubs, we want your first year to be as supportive as possible, and often having that support wrapped around you is a key in that. Next is your references. So I believe 3 references are applied. We do look at all of these, and it's really important to us to ensure we're getting good candidates through into our PGY1 pool. From there, we have a matrix which considers that's provided from ACE, and we do make some changes. We put a lot of emphasis on professionalism here in Canterbury, so that's attendance and punctuality is a must for us.
Hey guys, so I'm going to talk to you today about the runs that are available within your first 2 years as a house officer. So the slide on the screen at the moment shows you the first year runs that are available. So we have 16 services with first year runs available in them. And we've got the majority of our medical and surgical services are based here at the main Christchurch campus. And as Aaron mentioned, we have acute psychiatry, which is based at Hamilton Hospital, and older person's health first year runs, which are based at Burwood Hospital. And then just on the next slide, we've got the second year runs that are available to you. So obviously there's a bit more variety once you get into your second year. So we have our community-based runs as well, which you'll need to do in second year. And we have those based out in GP practices, in psychiatry, and we have some community runs in older person's health as well. And then below you'll see a variety of other options. And then I think the next part is in your second year, you also have an option to do what we call a specialty run. So we do have 6-month specialty runs available in your second year. So they're in pediatrics, O&G. We've got ED, the domestic GP pathway, which is new for next year, OAC, and psychiatry as well. So you do have an opportunity to apply and rank those and do a 6-month specialty run in your second year. This next slide is an example of the run block. So if you're successful obtaining a position here in Canterbury as a first year house officer, after you accept your offer, you'll be sent a SurveyMonkey link. And in that link, there will be 12 run block options for you to preference in order from 1 through to 12, depending on which block you like the best. So these blocks are designed that you've got your first 4 runs in your PGY 1 year, and then also 2 or 3 runs in your PGY 2 year. Here at Canterbury, the way we've designed these run blocks is in the first 2 years, you'll need to do at least 2 medical runs, 2 surgical runs, and a community-based run, which is a requirement of the Medical Council of New Zealand. So you will rank those runs 1 to 12, and then normally we're able to allocate you an option within your first 4 preferences, most within 1 or 2, but at worst, your 4th preference. Beautiful, and that's it from me.
So as when I introduced myself, my name is Karen Drever and I'm with the Medical Education and Training Unit. So we are responsible for everything that the Medical Council require of you. We are here to help guide you through all those parts while you are in not in a vocational training program. So part of that is that we offer supervision, and so we will allocate you an educational supervisor, which is Mark here is one of our 14 educational supervisors we have here now, and they will stay with you for the first 2 years. We have a PGY1 and PGY2 year, and then the service that you work in will allocate you a clinical supervisor, and as I say, the service will appoint that clinical supervisor to you. So with the supervision, the pre-vocational supervisors are there to support you with your education, professional development and pastoral care as needed. You will meet with your clinical supervisor, which again is a service appointed at the start, the middle and the end of each run. And then you will meet with your educational supervisor towards the end of the run, just to make sure you're on track, and they're there to offer you any advice, whether it's clinical, educational, pastoral, professional. Yeah, and that's standard. We put together a teaching program for you, so you have protected teaching time every Wednesday afternoon as a first year house officer between 3:30 and 5 o'clock, and then your second year that runs on a Thursday lunchtime. So part of the teaching program, we do a lot of scenario training, we do didactic sessions as well. It's an extension from med school, and now it's about what you're doing within the hospital and that transition into a house officer. We also run a lot of practical skill sessions. We've got an open door policy. If there's any teaching that you feel like you need or there's gaps, then we are very keen to hear about that, and we can add that into your teaching program as needed as well. We offer workshops throughout the year as well. One of the more successful workshops we run is a pharmacy workshop. So it's tabletop scenarios, and it really promotes the interprofessional and multidisciplinary teams that you work with within the hospital over your runs. Clinical orientation happens at the start of the year before you start in earnest. It's a week-long orientation encompassing all your computer application programs that you need to learn to be able to function as a house officer. You'll hear from CTC, so I'll talk about handovers. We'll start our first pharmacy workshop. You'll hear from current first-year house officers. We'll run through paperwork. You'll have a day in service with the service that you will be starting in. We run a mini expo and lots happens in that week. Too much to bullet point, but it's full on and a lot of fun. And in the video, at the start video, where you alluded to one of the lanyards, the red and black checkered lanyard, that's an initiative we have here. There's over 100 RMOs now, PGY2 plus house officers that are wearing these lanyards, and they are there to support you when you're out working in the hospital. So yeah, it's just another initiative we have, friendly face to ask questions. And if they can't help, then they will know how to escalate that and seek the help, get the right answer. We also, in collaboration with the RDST unit, we have an RMO of the month. We have an RMO training committee. We ask for feedback for end of run evaluations, primarily so we can make any changes. A lot of the feedback is positive, and when it's not positive, and as I say, we can go to the services and advocate for you. We run a vocational pathways evening. We have a sponsored running event, corporate challenge at the end of the year. And there's also a weekly newsletter that gets sent via email each week just to keep us all on track with what's happening.
I'm doing a surgical run, which is a little bit different from the previous medical run I did. But I guess kind of a day in the life of a house officer would be probably similar to other DHBs. But for us in surgery, we get to the hospital a little bit earlier than the handover time, where we kind of go through all the patients for the day, and then we kind of prep all the ward rounds, prep the list, do the handover, and then we'll just do ward rounds and kind of sit down, run the list, and divide tasks from there on. Basically, kind of like what we do during our day hours. And then our after hours are a little bit different, which I think Andrea will be talking about a little bit later. Yeah, the fun stuff first. So first, I'm a Christchurch local, but I was studying in Dunedin, and then I was in Wellington for my clinical years. But I can really vouch. Christchurch has a lot of fun things to do. I think growing up, we went to a lot of hikes and walks throughout my childhood. And I think we haven't actually gone to every single place yet, even though my parents are very keen hikers. So there's a lot more for me to explore. And I'm sure for those who are newcomers to Christchurch, for you guys as well. We have the Port Hills, which are really, really amazing. Lots of biking tracks, lots of running tracks. My personal favorite is near the Kashmir Hills. That's where the sign of the Kiwi Cafe is. Really nice. You have your little walk and then have a bit of a sit down and a coffee afterwards. It's really great. For those who like more of the beach side of things, we have Sumner Beach, which is kind of like a small beach town that we have about a 20-minute drive from the city, so it's not very far away. It's very, very public transportable, or if you have your own car, that's really great as well. Lots of morning swims going on there. A lot of friends tell me that's really nice during the sunrise, the sunset. We have lots of cafes and restaurants. It's kind of getting up there with how many cool brunch places there are alongside the other major cities. My personal favorite is in Riccarton. It's called Nyon Nyon. It's a Vietnamese speaking place. Highly recommend it. Sorry, I had to put that out there. Yeah, the nightlife's really nice as well. I think I wasn't really going out at night having dinners before I went to university, but now when I go, it's really amazing how many families and people are out and about during working days as well. So there's really active nightlife. There's Mount Hutt. I think there was a few students I remember from my year who really wanted to come to Christchurch during their clinical year just so they can go skiing and snowboarding during the ski season or the snowboarding season. So I think that's usually active between June to October, but you can get your seasonal pass and it's only an hour drive from Christchurch. So another big highlight to coming to Christchurch. Yeah. And then we have, a new complex just across the road from Christchurch Hospital. So for those who want kind of a pool or some sort of active place, like a gym, it's just a 5-minute walk across Christchurch Hospital, which is really great for those who like to be active before and after work. The rent is pretty cheap here in Christchurch. I'd say it's about like compared to other major cities. I think I shouldn't say Wellington. I'm only saying Wellington because I've lived there, but it was manageable. And I think from what I hear from the general students who come to Christchurch, Christchurch is pretty good with its rent as well. I think just probably similar to other cities. The closer, or if you're living in the city, it becomes a little bit more expensive and then a little bit cheaper as you go in the suburbs. So there's no issues with finding a place here in Christchurch, and quite affordable. In terms of work and like kind of what I've experienced, I think Christchurch Hospital was new for me because obviously I hadn't worked here before or done any placements, but I mean, you get lost in the first couple of weeks, but there's lots of like friendly people around, or like classmates that you would have known before that can help you out. Basically, it's kind of split into what people usually call like the old side of the hospital, the women's hospital, and then there's the Waipapa as well. So once you kind of are able to find those key places, finding out which ward is in which area becomes a bit easier as well. I can say that from experience, so it's really great. It's good to kind of know where you're going, or kind of let the CTCs in the after hour period know that you're new, so they know, and they can give you some good like resources. They can give you like a form with all the key places to go. So that was really helpful, because I think when I first worked, I was on for the first weekend shift, but then they had all these forms, and I was like, oh, that's very helpful. There's lots of specialties here. I did oncology in my first run, and then I've kind of transitioned to neurosurgery. I think oncology, it was really cool, lots of learning you could do. There was no kind of oncology specific teaching for house officers, but there were sometimes registrars, so you could join them, and then they would also teach you as well when they had the chance. But you could also do some cool like skill developing things. I've heard great things from other specialties. My friend in respiratory got to put a chest drain in, like supervised obviously, which was really cool. In neurosurgery, you can take out some of the drains that are literally in people's brains, so it's crazy, it's cool, it's fun. They let you do lots of cool like hands-on things here in Christchurch. I haven't done any rural runs, but I've heard a lot of great things. I think as part of your 2 years of training, you have to do a community run at some point in your second year, and rural hospitals count as one of the places. So it's a smaller, obviously, like a healthcare team there. So obviously you get to see a lot more and do a lot more compared to the bigger centres. So it's always great to take that opportunity. I think, and we've got Ashburton Hospital and Tenukau Hospital and Greymouth as the other option. I've heard really, really great things about it. So I think I'll do that run next year if I can. So I look forward to that. But where the money lies is Cortex. I think, considering I've come from a hospital that was paper-based, I'm sure like people have their preferences. I think Cortex, which is like this kind of online documenting communication system that we use here in Christchurch, was very, very helpful. I remember having to physically go to a ward to document something in a patient's file, which was like, it's like being able to do that remotely from wherever you, like a nook that you find in the hospital, was very, very, very helpful, especially if you don't have to actually physically review a patient. If you have to just document something, a conversation that you had, or communicating with other allied staff, I think like the nurses can send you a message, or you can send them a message, and then the CTCs, which Andrew will be talking about soon, they can also communicate with you very easily through that. So Cortex is really, really amazing, and I think those who come from paper-based DHVs to Christchurch will realise that very, very fast. And then MedChart as well. I think some of the other DHBs use it, but we use MedChart here, which is like an online prescribing system. Very convenient. The commonly prescribed drugs are kind of pre-set there for you. So like paracetamol, antibiotic, other analgesia, they're already set there. You just press it and like go into it and then write an indication and sign it off. So very, very easy to use. So I think coming here in Christchurch in your first year, technology-wise, very supportive staff, and other colleagues-wise, very supportive place and a really good place to start off.
So as we've already heard, the CTCs are definitely one of the best parts of the hospital in Christchurch. Cortex and MedChart are brilliant, but having people on board who can, save your life, save other people's lives are incredible. So they're the people that are very senior nurses who are on almost every single on-call shift that you'll do. So that's in the evenings and including overnight as well. And as it says here, every single job from the nursing staff gets triaged through them. So that means that in some hospitals where you get, paged to go and chart some paracetamol for someone on the other side of the hospital, this one will get triaged by the CTC, and it's obviously not an urgent job, so it can get delegated to something later while you're busy admitting a patient, or dealing with a deteriorating patient or something like that. So these guys are absolutely brilliant. They're always happy to listen to your ideas as well. If you just want to bounce some ideas off someone, the time that they're the most valuable, or the time that you'll be working alongside them, is when you do your on-call shifts. So those are the evening shifts and the overnight shifts, and that's the first chance chance you really get to be a doctor, because obviously when you're a house officer, you're doing a lot of ward rounds, you're doing a lot of work alongside registrars and consultants. And it's great for learning and it's great for sort of figuring out how the systems work, but you're not making a lot of independent decisions in the day-to-day work. During the after hours is where you get to make those decisions. So you're reviewing patients on your own, you're making med changes on your own, you're ordering scans on your own, and the CTC are there to help you to make sure that you're making the right decisions, and they're also helping to make sure you don't miss anything as well. So they are incredibly valuable to all the house officers here in Christchurch, that's for sure. And then in terms of the training and the teaching, and all the support from all of the allied health, from RDST, from Me Too, it's every single person in the hospital. I can't think of any instances where I've dealt with someone who hasn't been super helpful. Obviously, there's the odd moment where someone's very stressed and they, might not have time for you, but those instances are really, really few and far between. In terms of the teaching you get as PGY1, most of the specialties are pretty good at making sure you get to that. So you've got, as it says, protected teaching time every Wednesday afternoon. And a lot of the time, our registrars have gone through their house officer years here as well. So they know about the teaching and they know how important it is. So a lot of the time, the registrars will take your pager or will tell you to sign out a Cortex or something so that you can go and be truly focused on the teaching, which I think is a really valuable thing to do. The simulations are great as well. So you get to do, probably all done these as part of med school, but stepping up, you get to, do a bit more intense clinical simulations, as the video talked about earlier, dealing with septic patients, cardiac arrests, things in infants and babies as well. It's all really useful for applying to the real life situations you'll see. And again, on those on-call shifts is where you will see those situations. And as I said, the amount of support here from everyone, you've got all of the allied health staff, you've got all of the RDST staff, all the Me Too staff. Everybody's ready and willing to help if you've got questions. And there's no such thing as a dumb question. That's what the checkmate people are there for as well.
Right. Thanks, Andrew. That was kind.
Hi, team. I just wanted to say something on behalf of the educational supervisors. We straddle Me Too and RDST. There's a lot of us. Many of us were junior staff here. We were all junior staff at one point, so we all have some insight into what it's like to be junior. We all want to make sure that this is a good experience for you guys, because we all want to see you succeed in whatever you choose to do in the future. So we hope to see you here.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we really look forward to seeing your application, hopefully getting to the point of providing you a letter of offer for next year. So if you've got any questions, I think we're up to that point, Sam.
Thank you so much for that. It was really very informative. This is the perfect opportunity for you to ask your questions. I am going to cover off some common questions while those questions are coming through. I know a lot of the times the question around what sort of research opportunities are available, or are there any research opportunities that are available?
I guess one of the runs you'll do as part of your first year, every first year house officer has to do a general medicine run, and the general medicine doctors really encourage you to do an audit as part of that run. So it's not a huge project by any means. It's something you can complete within 3 months. And it's something that you can maybe look up 50 patients or 100 patients and look up to see if they've been, prescribed the right medication for a particular condition, or if they have been followed up in the community after they were discharged from hospital. It's a really good opportunity to have that little bit of independent research with the support of the senior staff, and then you get to present that to the general medicine department in a meeting as well. You don't have to do it, but it's a really good opportunity to get involved with that as well. And then I guess after that, or following on from that, if you wanted to do further research, there's lots of opportunities to do more intense audits. So that's again just more of a procedural research based activity, really, I guess. Yeah, you're trying to make sure that the right procedure is being followed for a particular department. That's my experience anyway.
Great, thank you for that. If there is a quota for Auckland and Otago grads?
No, there's not. So all applications are treated equally. So we do have 61 confirmed PGY1 positions for next year. There is no preference put on Otago or Auckland graduates.
Thanks, Amanda. A lot of thanks coming through for the presentation, so that's great. Some clarification, is a run in Ashburton required as a PGY2? Or does GP runs in Christchurch count for that community run also?
Yeah, definitely. So it's not a requirement that you go to Ashburton. It's just one of the community-based options. So obviously some people love to go out there. They've got a reason to go. Same with the West Coast. But we also have GP runs. We have the psychiatry, emergency mental health service runs, and we have community-based runs in older persons health, which are out of Burwood Hospital as well. So the answer is no, you do not have to go to Ashburton Hospital, but a lot of people love to. They've got great training opportunities down there, and it is a smaller hospital. So our feedback we get is a lot of people get to experience a lot more than they would at a hospital like that than they would here in such a much larger campus. So it is quite a popular one.
And it's got the benefit of being an hour drive from Christchurch. So a lot of people actually live here in Christchurch and might commute back and forth. And also there is accommodation on site as well.
And RDST really take into account your preferences there too, because I've got kids. So going to Ashburton or the West Coast was probably not a great option for me. Wanted to keep my kids. So I'm doing a GP run at the moment, and it's about 10 minutes from the hospital. So it's where I've come in here from there tonight. It's a really, really great run to do in terms of independence and getting more experience with a smaller centre too.
Yeah, it's actually a great point, Andrew. So in your first year, once you're getting towards the end of it, you'll be sent to Survey Monkey to preference all your runs for the second year. And the survey allows a lot of opportunity for you to comment. So as Andrew said, you can place reasons why doing a run away from Christchurch might not be suitable for you. And there's plenty of comment sections in there, which we read through thoroughly. It takes us a bit of time, but we get through them all and try our best to meet your preferences.
And I think if I can just add, sorry, this is where the support part for the RMO unit comes into play. Like Andrew said, there's no way someone could write a comment that they've got children here in Christchurch and we're going to uproot you to a rural centre. So the RMOs are absolutely not treated like a number. They are treated as employees and people with families and lives. So we take pride in doing our very best to align people's interests and runs as best as possible.
Awesome, thank you. Next question. Are Christchurch TIs prioritised? For those who didn't train in Christchurch, what would make our applications more attractive?
Yeah, I'll grab this one as well. So no, Christchurch TIs are not prioritised above others. So every application is treated equally.
So that's going to take us to the end of our session. I guess to end that off, perhaps, what do you wish you had maybe known before starting your PGY1 role? Or what surprised you about starting that role in Christchurch? I'm putting you on the spot.
Be kind.
I feel like I didn't expect as much. This might sound like that's the truth. I didn't expect as much support to be put in place for PGY1s especially. I think there's so many kind of, everyone's understanding, I'm sure, across all DHBs that you're new, and so they'll be like more kind of ask you, are you okay? Things like that more. But I think CTC is a big thing in Christchurch. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know to what extent it was so useful. I think having someone triage for you, especially in the first 6 months or even first year that you're working, makes things a lot more easier. Like they'll phone call you if there's something serious you need to see. They'll send you kind of work that the nurses want you to do. Like they'll receive it first and then they'll give it to you slowly. They won't just give you everything, give you all the tasks one after another. Obviously on busier shifts, after hour shifts, they'll give you things a little bit more frequently than you may be able to keep up with, but that's just that's just part of the work. It's part of being a first, a doctor in general after hours. But I did really appreciate that. Just they kind of asked you, hey, how are you doing? And then you would be like, yeah, good, or I'm drowning. And then they'll kind of give you things slower or And then for the first 4 weeks, you actually have a PGY2 plus helper who is shifted on with you. That's something that I didn't know. So I think Christchurch really, really gives you and offers you a lot of layers of support and kind of takes it away slowly as you become more experienced. I think that was one thing that I didn't know, which was very, very helpful. Like the PGY2 plus supports, the CTCs triaging for you and telling you what what's not as urgent. And then that was I think the
Yeah, I completely agree with that as well. My first run as a PGY1 was general medicine, and so you're working really closely in a team with your registrar and your consultant particularly on your acute admitting days. And for the first couple of weeks, you're really, really well, the whole run really, but you're really well supported throughout that time when you're really learning the ropes of all the computer programs of what you need to be doing, what you shouldn't be missing, or the red flags of patients and things like that. And then as you progress through each run, particularly in the runs where you're working really closely with the same team for the whole time, that trust in you develops really quickly, assuming you're competent, and they'll let you do a lot more stuff on your own. The support's there when you need it, but also pushing you to progress yourself as well. So it's really supportive and allows you to progress at the same time.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you. I can't think of a better way to end tonight's session. So just again, a huge big thank you from ACE for being here this evening and providing all this information for our attendees. If our attendees have any further questions that they may think of once the session has ended, if it's got anything to do with the ACE application process, please, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me. I'm available by phone, text, email. I'm really am here to help and support you through what seems to be quite a daunting experience. So please do reach out if you need to. My details are available on the ACE RMO website. If you have any questions that is relating to the district specifically, the details for the RMO unit is also available on our ACE RMO website underneath the employer information tab. But on that note, I hope everyone had a really enjoyable webinar and you found that really informative. And I will close off with a closing karakia.
Whakapapapaunamu te moana, he huarahi mātou I te rangi nei, aroha atu, aroha amai, tātou I a tātou katoa, hui e taiki e.
Great, thank you everybody. I hope you all have a lovely evening and I will speak to you and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Faye.
Ka kite.